Coming up on this episode, we have 5 stories having to do with music, 1 show that's going across the pond, and 25 movies are being preserved for all of history. All of that and more right now. Hi, welcome to OnScreen Hype. My name is David, and this is a show that gives you news about your favorite TV shows, movies, and pretty much everything in between. So let's get the show on the road with King of the Hill. The channel Freeform is making a push into animation, and they're starting with a TV series by Mike Judge and Greg Daniels. Best known as the creators of King of the Hill, Mike Judge and Greg Daniels will be executive producing a Disney animated series with Saturday Night Live head writer Anna Dressen. The show will be called Praise Petey, and it will be animated by Shadow Machine, also known as the studio behind BoJack Horseman, Final Space, and Robot Chicken. Voice actors include Annie Murphy, John Cho, Kiersey Clemens, Christine Baranski, and Stephen Root. In an interview with Collider, Jorma Taccone and John Solomon, who are the writers, directors, producers, and showrunners of the upcoming MacGruber series on Peacock, revealed a few details about the MacGruber series in general. Details include learning that director Christopher Nolan was a fan of MacGruber, and then their pursuit of trying to get him to even direct an episode, which didn't happen, but they wanted to do it, and they were also working on a MacGruber sequel film, which didn't happen, but at the time the working title was MacGruber, Dick-Infested Waters. You can find more details linked in the description below. There's a Disney Plus series coming about making the Goonies. Now, before you get excited or upset, it's not going to be a modern remake of the original film, nor is it going to be a nostalgic behind-the-scenes series of the original film. It's actually going to be about a group of students and a substitute teacher who all band together to make their own remake. Considering how long it's been in development now, 2 years, it's no surprise that Richard Donner's Donner Company and Steven Spielberg's Amblin TV have caught wind, and now they're involved. Not to be outdone, it's been reported that chances of the original cast making cameos in this are actually pretty high. 20th Century Studios has acquired the rights to a sister comedy starring Awkwafina and Sandra Oh. The story surrounds 2 sisters who must come together to settle their mother's gambling debts, and they do so by indulging one sister's obsession with Jeopardy to become a Jeopardy champion. The movie's going to be directed by Jessica Yu, and it will be written by Jen D'Angelo. On the bill to produce are Will Ferrell and Jessica Elbaum. There is most definitely going to be a Kingsman 3 coming. Matthew Vaughn, who has written and directed all 3 Kingsman movies to date, has confirmed that a 4th one is coming, and filming starts in September of next year. So far, the only actor confirmed to return is Taron Egerton as Eggsy. There is no word on the return of Ralph Fiennes, Harris Dickinson, any American Statesman agents, or Elton John. Jason Momoa has announced that the Aquaman sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, has wrapped filming. You can expect to see the movie released on December 16, 2022. A new group of movies has been added to the Library of Congress's National Film Registry. Every year since 1942, the Library of Congress adds 25 more movies into their collection. This year, they've added Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, which makes the entire original trilogy part of the National Film Registry. You can see the rest of the 25 movie list here. The cast of Christopher Nolan's upcoming movie Oppenheimer has expanded. The movie, which is a biopic of Dr. J. Robert Oppenheimer and his work on the Manhattan Project, which includes the creation of the atomic bomb, has added 3 more actors. The new additions are Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, and Benny Safdie. They join a cast that already includes Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, and Cillian Murphy. It's in the works that a British version of Saturday Night Live is heading to the UK. Currently in development with Sky Television, a company owned by Comcast, who also owns NBC, this would mark the first official adaptation of the show as opposed to the unofficial adaptations that have been made. Commitment sounds pretty serious, as casting both in front of and behind the camera have already begun. No news yet on exactly when the show starts. The 10th installment of the Fast and Furious saga has been delayed from April 7th to May 19th of 2023. In other news, the live-action Netflix Cowboy Bebop series has been cancelled after 1 season. In a related story, fans are starting petitions to get Netflix to reconsider. A brand new movie starring John C. Reilly as Santa Claus from the clothing company Zara has been released on YouTube. It's called Oh Night Divine, and it's 43 minutes long. It's free. Go ahead. Link is in the description. Go watch it. Hot off of finishing the score for Spider-Man No Way Home, composer Michael Giacchino is now set to compose the score for Thor: Love and Thunder. The Thor sequel will once again have Taika Waititi as director, as well as actors Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Natalie Portman. Also as part of the cast are Guardians of the Galaxy Chris Pratt, Vin Diesel, Dave Bautista, Pom Klementieff, and Karen Gillan. And let's not forget the new role of Gore the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale. Magic Mike's Last Dance is getting 1 more actor on board. board. Tandy Newton has been confirmed to join the cast along with returning actor Channing Tatum and returning director Steven Soderbergh. So far, there's no word on what she'll be doing in the movie. Tenacious D have announced that they're going on a summer tour. Making a post on Instagram, 7 tour dates were announced, going from June 16th to June 24th. They will tour with the opening band Puddle's Piddle Party. You can go to tenaciousd.com/tour for more details. NBC Universal has revised their movie release window, going from movie theaters into streaming. Before this announcement, streaming customers had to wait at least 3 to 4 months before seeing their favorite movies at home, but now they only have to wait a minimum of 45 days. This move is an effort to boost viewership on the streaming platform by releasing exclusive Universal films. The original Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is writing a Power Rangers comic book. Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly, the original Pink Ranger on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers television show from 1993 to 96, let it slip that she's writing a comic book for the Power Rangers line of comics from Boom. The slip took place during an interview to promote the episode of Superman and Lois that she directed. Nominations for the 2022 Golden Globes were announced on Monday morning this week. You can find the full list of nominations linked in the description below. Speaking of nominations, the complete list of the 2022 Spirit Awards nominees has also been released. You can find that list also in the description below. Shinfield Studios, a temporary film and TV facility, has just been approved for permanent construction. Initially built with only 4 sound stages under temporary permission, the studio has now been approved by the Wokingham Borough Council to begin permanent construction on 18 additional sound stages. And their first client has already signed on to begin production in 2022. That client is Disney. Curtis Jackson is developing a drama series for Starz with Snoop Dogg about his murder trial and the single Murder Was the Case. This series will be the second in an anthology called A Moment in Time. The first series in this anthology was called The Massacre, about 50 Cent's rivalry with the rapper The Game. And before you call me out on whether it's pronounced 50 or 50, watch this public service announcement.
There's a fun way to remember how to pronounce my name. If you say the American flag has 50 stars, then you call me 50 Cent. If you say the American flag got about 50 stars up on it, then 50's just fine.
And now that you know, on with the show. Publication Bloody Disgusting is working with filmmaker Jason Eisner to make a new horror film. Jason Eisner, who made his mainstream debut as director of Hobo with a Shotgun, which is based on the Grindhouse double feature trailer of the same name, is making a new sci-fi horror flick called Kids vs. Aliens. You can find a plot summary for the movie here. The Berlanti-verse on the CW is expanding with a new franchise, Gotham Knights. Coming from Berlanti Productions and Warner Bros. TV, Gotham Knights is coming from Batwoman executive producers Chad Fivesh and James Stotterow. Also on board as story editor is Natalie Abrams, a writer of both Supergirl and Batwoman. The story is about the adopted son of Batman forming an alliance with children of various Batman enemies when all of them are framed for killing Bruce Wayne. Actor Ty Sheridan, who played Wade Watts aka Parzival in the movie Ready Player One, is forming his own tech company. Joining forces with writer-director Nikola Todorovic, they plan on launching the company Wonder Dynamics with the goal of democratizing cinema tools. According to TechCrunch, one of the main goals of Wonder Dynamics is to make serious visual effects that much easier and more affordable to attain by utilizing artificial intelligence and cloud services to make filmmaking that much more attainable. What any of that means right now, we don't know, but we're going to get more details about it on South by Southwest in 2022. One of the main parts of the story is that they were able to raise $9 million in funds from companies like Epic Games and Samsung, and on their advisory board they've got directors Steven Spielberg and Joe Russo of the Russo brothers. Actor Ben Schwartz, who's most recently known for voicing the title character of Sonic the Hedgehog, has now joined Universal's Renfield. A few more details about the movie have also come out. It will be directed by Chris McKay and it's going to start shooting next year in New Orleans. A small plot summary has been released, which you can see here. And what's Ben Schwartz going to do in the movie? He's going to play a mobster. Like that's literally the only detail. Filmmaker Spike Lee has strengthened his relationship with Netflix by signing a multi-year deal that will allow him to direct and produce more movies for them. Basically, in this deal, Spike Lee will continue to make movies himself for Netflix, but at the same time, he will also be developing and fostering young talent to make their own movies for Netflix as well. Director James Cameron did an interview with Variety in which he discussed his own personal vision of making movies for the future. In his vision, he discussed having two different versions of a movie, not a theatrical cut and a director's cut, but a theatrical cut and a streaming cut. Quote, "I think what we can see is an expanded form of cinema. I want to do a movie that's 6 hours long and 2.5 hours long at the same time. Same movie. You can stream it for 6 hours, or you can go to have a more condensed roller coaster immersive version of that experience in a movie theater. Same movie. Just one's the novel and one's the movie. Why not? Let's use these platforms in ways that haven't been done before." Of course, also in this discussion was director Denis Villeneuve, most recently known for directing the movie Dune. He had a slightly different approach. Quote, "I think that we need this kind of massive immersive physical experience. The sound, with the Atmos system or IMAX, it becomes physical. It's something that cannot be reproduced at home. There's nothing more powerful than to share an emotion together in a theater. I think that as humans, we need that kind of connection. I think we're not meant to be isolated, so I'm optimistic. I hope that the language of cinema will not become too much like TV." Yellowstone is getting a star-studded prequel series, premiering on December 19th, so earlier this week on Sunday on Paramount+. 1883 will follow the original Dutton family played by Tim McGraw and Faith Hill as they travel west. In their travels, they'll run into some interesting characters played by high-profile actors such as Tom Hanks, Billy Bob Thornton, and Sam Elliott. Originally, Warner Brothers and DC Films wanted to make a Blue Beetle series for HBO Max. Well, that's about to change. Now the series is turning into a full-fledged feature film, and instead of an HBO Max release, it's going to be put in theaters. Set to play the Blue Beetle is Cobra Kai actor Zolo Maridueña. Set to direct is Angel Manuel Soto, and set to write is Gareth Dennett Alcocer. Universal Pictures has acquired a spec script that adapts the Phantom of the Opera into modern-day New Orleans in the French Quarter. Currently titled Phantom, this movie will be produced by Harvey Mason Jr., John Legend, and Mike Jackson. But the bigger name in this story is the name of the writer, which is John Fusco, a man whose career spans all the way back to the 1980s when he wrote Young Guns and Young Guns 2. According to Fusco, his movie script will be more of an adaptation of the 1910 Phantom of the Opera novel more than anything. Apple TV Plus is planning to release a whodunit thriller series called Suspicion. The series will star Uma Thurman as a businesswoman who gets kidnapped in a New York hotel. Law enforcement will suspect 4 British citizens who were there at the time of the kidnapping who are in a race against time to prove their innocence. Other actors set to star in the series are Kunal Nayyar, Noah Emmerich, Georgina Campbell, Elise Gable, Elizabeth Henstridge, Tom Tice Harris, and Angel Colby. Tom Stern, who is a writer, director, producer, and showrunner whose credits include Netflix's The Toys That Made Us and Kevin Hart's Guide to Black History, is now turning its attention over to making a feature documentary about the band The Butthole Surfers. Probably best known for their 1996 song Pepper, the band will be the focus of a documentary which will examine their influence on some of the biggest rock bands in the 1990s, including Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rollins Band, and Sonic Youth. You can find a link to the Kickstarter campaign down in the video's description. The spin-off series of The Golden Girls called The Golden Palace is coming to Hulu. Originally aired between 1992 and 1993, The Golden Palace follows Sophia, Blanche, and Rose, minus Dorothy, as they all invest in a Miami hotel. The main reason this 24-episode series is coming back is to coincide with Betty White's 100th birthday. You can find this series exclusively on Hulu on January 10th. To commemorate the 20th anniversary of the release of her song Skater Boy, Avril Lavigne is going to be making a movie adaptation. Apart from the announcement on the She Is the Voice podcast, not much is known about the movie aside from her comment that the story will closely follow the music video. Late on December 17th, YouTube TV lost the license to broadcast Disney-owned networks. Due to a failure to reach a resolution in negotiations between Google and Disney, Disney has decided to remove their portfolio of channels from the YouTube TV service. The full list of TV networks that YouTube TV lost as a result can be found here. Also, in a related story, everything that I just told you, never mind, Disney and Google made a deal and everything was put back the way it was before. It has been announced that the TV series What We Do in the Shadows has officially wrapped on Season 4. No official release date has yet been announced for Season 4, but you can expect it to come sometime in 2022. Disney has greenlit a live-action TV series reboot for Zorro. While Disney intends to make the series telenovela style under Disney-branded television, not much is known about the series. We know that legendary Zorro producer John Gertz is coming back for the series. John Gertz, if you don't know, is the man who owns Zorro Productions and has been behind every major iteration of Zorro going all the way back to Zorro the Gay Blade. We also know that the actor who's gonna play Zorro is Wilmer Valderrama. A lot of people may know him as Fez from that 70s show, but more recently you can find him as Nick on the show NCIS. There's going to be a high-profile dramatic series about the life of Frank Sinatra. The series development deal for the program has just been closed between Netflix, Oscar-winning director Bill Condon, Lionsgate Television, Universal Universal Music Group's Polygram Entertainment and Frank Sinatra Enterprises, along with the executive producer, which is Frank Sinatra's daughter, Tina Sinatra. Not much is known about the series at this point, aside from the fact that it's gonna be on Netflix. Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender just got a handful of female cast members. Last time we covered Avatar, we found that Paul's son Hyung Lee will be cast as Uncle Iroh. This time around, 5 more women have been cast. Elizabeth Yu has been cast as Azula, Maria Zhang has been cast as Suki, Yvonne Chapman has been cast as Avatar Kyoshi, Tamlin Tomita has been cast as Suki's mother Yukari, and lastly, Casey Camp Horanek from Reservation Dogs has been cast as Gran Gran. Other cast members include Gordon Cormier as Aang, Kia Wentio as Katara, Ian Owsley as Sokka, Dallas Liu as Zuko, Daniel Dae Kim as Fire Lord Ozai, Ken Leung as Commander Zhao, and Lim Kei-soo as Gyatso. Starting on January 23, 2022, DirecTV will be increasing its prices by $5. According to their new pricing, DirecTV Stream Choice will go up by $5 from $84.99 a month to $89.99 a month, and DirecTV Ultimate is going up by $10 from $139.99 a month to $149.99 a month. DirecTV Stream Entertainment Package will remain the same price at $69.99 a month. DirecTV's satellite TV plans will be increasing as well. The Entertainment Package will go up by $5 a month, Choice is going up by $7 a month, and the Ultimate and Premier packages are going up by $8 a month each. Broadband-only Comcast customers with an Infinity Flex now have the ability to stream YouTube TV. In a situation of two directly competing companies making strange bedfellows, Comcast has reached an agreement with YouTube TV to allow the YouTube TV app to exist on the Infinity Flex streaming device. In exchange, Comcast gets more customers using their internet service using their streaming device. Peacock has announced the premiere date of Bel-Air, which is the dramatic reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The premiere date has been set for Super Bowl Sunday, which is February 13th, 2022. Bel-Air is set to be 2 seasons of 1-hour episodes, with the number of episodes yet to be determined. The show's cast has been announced, with Jamari Banks playing Will Smith, Adrian Holmes playing Uncle Phil, Cassandra Freeman playing Aunt Viv, Ollie Charlatan playing Carlton, Coco Jones playing Hillary, Akira Akbar playing Ashley, Jimmy Akingbala playing Jeffrey, Jordan L. Jones playing Jazz, and Simone Joy-Jones playing Lisa. And lastly, Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo has expressed the desire that maybe she wants to move on from the show. In an interview to promote her company Better Remedies, she voiced her concerns about the direction of the show. Quote, "I've been trying to focus on convincing everybody that it should end. I feel like I'm the super naive one who keeps saying, but what's the story gonna be? What story are we gonna tell? And everyone's like, who cares, Ellen? It makes $1 gazillion." Since this interview, her concerns have not yet been addressed, and the show continues.
You have a wonderful career.
But nothing ever changes. Do you have any idea what it's like to play the same character for 20 years?
And now, time for the on-screen hype still and poster gallery. We did have a few unfortunate deaths that took place over the course of this week. Famed author Anne Rice, whose books have been adapted into movies such as Exit to Eden, The Vampire Chronicles, Queen of the Damned, and Interview with the Vampire, died at 80 years old. Larry Sellers, best known for his roles on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, Beverly Hills 90210, The Sopranos, and Wayne's World 2, died at 72 years old. And most importantly this week, Masayuki Uemura, who was the lead architect and effective creator of the Nintendo Family Computer, aka the Famicom, aka the NES, and its subsequent game console, the Super Famicom, also known as the Super NES, passed away at the age of 78. And that about does it for this episode of On-Screen Hype. If you want to read any further into any of the sources used, feel free to click any of the links down below. And if you want to see any more of these, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. But for now,
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.